Hello there, and welcome to the Tristan channel. Now, some of you may be aware or unaware, but I did a video a while ago on a theory on shadow men. You know, the sort of things you see and hear about in ghost stories or paranormal footage and stuff like that. But I have my own theories of what it was, and I'm not talking about the ones you see in the corner because I do go over that. I'm just talking about the ones that actually see full-on figure sort of thing. So anyway, I was watching Casper's site and one of his old videos, and he said something about it's like he said, "Oh, these beings, they look like they're made of black, dark matter or something because they're really black." You know what I mean? You can't. No light seems to absorb that material, that really black material. So anyway, just as an idea, I typed in dark matter shadow men or something like that in Google search, and I came across this article which I will go over. If you haven't seen my other video, I'll put a link to it in the description below. But I thought, let's just go over this. I'm just going to find. Oh, come on! Right. Let's put it somewhere where you can. So this is done by Daily Express. Shadow civilizations could exist in dark matter according to astounding new theory. Okay, past all these ads. This article was written by Sean Martin, October the 30th, 2018. I'm surprised I didn't come across this before. Alright, so it reads, dark matter, one of the most mysterious substances known, or perhaps not known to scientists, could harbour shadow civilizations which we are unable to see, researchers have claimed. So I've got a lot of gunk and stuff. What dark matter actually is remains a mystery, but it was first conceptualized in 1977 by scientists who suggested that the substance which is thought to make up 85% of all matter in the universe is responsible for all unseen matter in space. Existence would go towards explaining why galaxies rotate and why they stick together, rather than stars flying off in all directions. Now, a team of Russian researchers have added more intrigue in one of the most curious cases in the history of the universe by saying dark matter could yield dark stars and shadow civilizations which are completely invisible to us. With the current understanding of dark matter, it could be possible for the substance to clump together. With the current understanding of dark matter, it could be possible for the substance to clump together. The team state in a paper published in the journal Physical Review Letters. I'll put a link to this article as well so you can read it better, so I'm not butchering it. And this is where it gets tricky. Dark matter could also be made up of a plethora of particles which just do not interact with matter, and with matter particles in our own universe. This would mean that an entire universe could be invisible to us and residing with our own universe too. The researchers theorised that both stars could exist in the darkness surrounding galaxies. Got a little video there as well, by the looks of it. Physicist Dmitry Levkov from the Institute for Nuclear Research of the Russian Academy of Science said, "In our work, we simulated the motion of quantum gas of light, gravitationally interacting dark matter particles. To test this, the researchers wanted to understand how a dark matter Bose-Einstein condensate could form. Put simply, a Bose-Einstein condensate in matter we understand i.e. not dark matter, is a state of matter consisting of gas and particles which are cooled to almost zero, minus 273.15 Celsius, centigrade or Celsius, whatever system you're using. The researchers wanted to understand if this could be achieved in dark matter. Inferior dark matter Bose-Einstein condensate could form under the intense gravitational pull of the gravity and condense into superfluids. Sorry, apart from the little bit I've got in my throat, I'm reading faster than I can speak. It's like I can read fast, but trying to read it out at the same speed I'm seeing it is just like... Dr. Levkov said, we started from a visualized state with a maximal mixing, which is kind of the opposite to Bose-Einstein condensate. After a very long period, 100,000 times longer than the time needed for a particle to cross the simulation volume, the particles spontaneously formed a condensate, which immediately shaped itself into a spherical droplet, a Bose star, under the effect of gravity. Interesting. The next obvious step is to predict the number of Bose stars in the universe and calculate their mass in models with dark light matter. That sounds so cool. And if these stars do exist, it could open up a whole possibility of what else could reside in dark matter, including the possibility of shadow beings. Before I carry on, is that it's got one? Yeah, so before I carry on, hey, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Because it's that, because the thing is, not everything has to be paranormal, you know, because I think that certain things, like I said in my other video about shadow beings, it could be like the cosmic horror element. It could be things existing within the folds of space or existing in a state of reality that we can't see. I mean, because don't forget, there are animals on this planet that see things in a different frequency of light than we do, so they probably see stuff that we don't. Animals see stuff we don't, so it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So and the other thing is, because like I said in the other video, yeah, you can generally, I mean, people do see, like, if you see it in the corner of your eye, then you can put it down to your brain trying to make sense of it. But there are times when people see, like, shadow men walk across the door, peek through the door, or 97% of the time they don't see it, but the camera picks it up. So that kind of interesting. It's like, is it because the matter something to do with frequency of matter? You know what I mean? That makes it become visible. You know what I mean? Because dark matter and dark energy we can't see. So, you know what I mean? So when you get that freak or random or rare manifestation, I'm not sure what happens. Maybe these scientists could probably explain it. What would cause dark matter to become visible, if that makes sense? It must be, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's like, But the thing is, it's like, yeah, you could, people, because when I used to often say shadow people, when I talk about it with some like friends and stuff, they're usually like, oh yeah, it's this thing that's in the corner of your eye. And it's like, yeah, but that only explains a small fraction of shadow men. It doesn't explain the ones that actually stood in front of you like solid objects. You know what I mean? Yeah, whether they're true, real, in that situation, it comes down to the credibility of the person who did the filming or the, you know what I mean? But if they are telling the truth, you know, I'm being open-minded here, I'm working from both aspects of this. If they're telling the truth, then, you know what I mean? It's, you know, what causing it? Because, I mean, I always think it's interesting that a lot of things need energy to manifest. And it's like, if you're of the same universe, then why do you need energy to manifest? You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, if everything in this universe is energy, you wouldn't need, it's like, you couldn't still, basically, it's like, if you're a ghost or something like that, as I say, it's paranormal in terms of ghosts, yeah? If you're a ghost and you're of the same energy and you're essence is of this universe. Well, it wouldn't matter. Pulling energy from electronics or things around you so you can manifest, you wouldn't need to do that because all energy is the same, if that makes sense. However, if you're, say, probably a dark matter being or a dark energy being of that side of the spectrum of the universe, the energy of the universe now, it probably makes more sense that you need to draw the opposite of dark matter and dark energy to become visible in this reality, if that makes sense, because you're like changing the frequency of your self or the object. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Theoretical physicist Lisa Randall states, "It seems very odd to assume that all dark matter is composed of only one type of particle. An unbiased scientist should assume that dark matter isn't as interesting as ordinary matter and necessarily lacks a diversity of matter similar to our own. An invisible civilization could be living right under your nose." That's the other interesting, is it, right? Even if it's not alien, we could be sharing this planet with another civilization. If you think that dark matter and dark energy is invisible to our frequency, our eyes, that's kind of interesting. That is interesting. Especially when they say, like, you know, that big volume of dark energy or dark matter, they're assuming is that, right? And they say how it overlaps our galaxy. When you think about it, obviously they can, the stuff they theorize they can sort of see on the the scans, as it were, and they've got those the absence of this, on that chart, those charts they have, I can't remember what it's called, and they look at space and it's like you see the red shift and all that, and they say, oh, this bit here, this missing space is dark matter or dark energy, is what they theorize. You know what I mean? Well, if dark matter and dark energy is everywhere and it is overlapping our galaxy, our universe, sorry, we probably can't see the dark matter here because it's interacting with the matter here, if that makes sense. It's overlaying it, so that's why we can't get a machine and go, oh, there it is. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It's like compared to looking out in space and you see a big area of it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's touching, but you can't see the stuff touching us, if that makes sense, because it's all mixed up. Something. You know what I mean? It's overlaying us, if that makes sense. So we can't see it. Something. So when you think that. So when you sort of think of like, oh, shadow people here, they could be showing this planet. There could be two civilizations on this planet, occupying the same space, but obviously not in the same frequency. It's fascinating, isn't it? I'm not saying it's true. It's just if these theories are true, then things it can unlock, and what does it? Then you have to ask yourself, what we see in the paranormal, the shadow people, and that. What does that say? Who are they? And also, if you notice, a lot of these videos, some of them just walk through. They seem to be indifferent. Some seem terrified, or some seem curious. They peek around the corner and all that sort of stuff. So, and I wonder if they see us in shadow. You know what I mean? Like that film The Others with Nicole Kidman. It's like, is it flipped both ways? It's interesting. Right under our nose. Right. Dark objects or dark life could be very close, but if the dark stuff net math isn't very big, we wouldn't have any way to know. Even with the most current technology, or any technology that we can currently imagine, only some very specialized possibilities might be testable. Shadow life, exciting as that would be, wouldn't necessarily have any visible consequences that we would notice, making it a tantalizing possibility, but one immune to observation. In fairness, dark life is a tall order. Is that related to articles? Yep, that's the article over. Yeah, that's certainly interesting, though. You know what I mean? Try and make this bigger. Well, I saw this article and I thought I had to do a video on it because, but then again, don't forget this. Ironically, is the opinion of the writer. I'm not saying it's wrong, but he goes tall order. The is it possible? It sounds a bit bleak and all that, but don't forget, you and I know, which is kind of funny because a lot of us knew before they mentioned it on science programs that scientists for years keep on going, oh, we need to find a planet with an Earth-like atmosphere, but then they suddenly went, oh no, that's not the case. Because we find stuff on Earth that can survive in sulfur vents and things like that. It's like, oh no, we don't need to find that. And it's like, I'm not sure. I'm just as sure as you were. You sat at home, going, well, yeah, we could have told you that. I mean, David Attenborough programs had, you know what I mean? I learned off David Attenborough programs, for crying out loud. It's like nature programs where they show you, like, especially like, was it Blue Planet, where they're, I know it's a recent one, but he's done lots of ocean ones. You know what I mean? But you watch Discovery Channel, all these nature programs. It's like, you're supposed to be bloody physicists. Why are you not up on the know? You know what I mean? So surely you would be reading these things. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that even with oceanarianism, the Oceanaria, you know what I mean? People study the flipping ocean. I'm pretty sure when they release peer-reviewed documents about the bloody ocean, it goes through a peer-reviewed board or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, how this doesn't then get mentioned. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, by the way, NASA, by the way, physicists, by the way, astronomers, did you know we've got some life forms down here? So, in these recent programs, it could be just bad script writing, especially on part of it, BBC, things like BBC. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we've come to realise that you don't need a Earth-like planet to have life. And okay, to be fair, they might be just going it from the approach of not everyone likes to watch science programs or nature programs, but in general, if you watch nature programs, it won't be a surprise. So the whole idea of this dark matter civilization or dark matter universe that coincides with ours, well, not universe, plane, as it were, it wouldn't surprise me. It just wouldn't, because again, it's that mentality in it. It's like, oh yeah, but we used to think that you have to be on a planet like ours to, to have life. Well, that's not the case. So if we apply that same logic or that way of thinking, it's like, well, hang on a second. I mean, it's all still theoretical, because even the experiments are theoretical, because it's obviously affected by observation, etc., etc. There's all kinds of factors where it's still theoretical. You could easily create anything in a lab, and that would be the thing, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess we have to read up more on what the experiment was and stuff like that to create that the stimulated Bose-Star thing. But it wouldn't surprise me, because I don't know, because like I say, I mean, there's nothing there, but there seems to be something there. But then again, when you think about it, most of the atoms in this universe are massless. Hence the whole nickname holographic universe. It's like atoms are massless. So you've got two frequencies. You've got dark. So it's like and the thing is also, if we just look at light as a basic thing, or just energy in the universe, gravity, all these different things, they have different frequencies, don't they? They have different. There's like a spectrum of frequencies that there's. You know what I mean? It's like. So it's not much of a leap, is it? When you look at it, you know what I mean? If you just think to yourself, even just for a bit of fun, just relax your mind a bit and apply other things that we've seen. It's like, well, that's not at all stretch. That is probable. You can see where they're coming from and go, that's actually quite probable. You know what I mean? It's not much of a stretch. It's like there are things in this. It's like, because don't forget, even on our plane of reality, as it were. I know the dark matter isn't that the same reality, but you know, in our frequency, okay, in our frequency, we can see light. We can see light, but not the whole spectrum or frequencies of light, because it's like blue light, for example. We can't see blue light. Your brain does pick it up. That's why they say you can. It's ingrained into us to wake up in the morning. It's like if I shut you in a dark room, you wouldn't be affected by it. But say, for example, you know when they say, "Oh, light comes through the curtain," it's not actually because you're being hit by sunlight. Because you and I know we could happily sleep during the day. That's not the point. But I think it's during the morning they said or something like that. It's something to do with the caveman thing, where the caveman used to wake up because during the day you get basically hit by blue light, and that triggers a mechanism in your brain to go, "Oh, it's time to wake up." You know what I mean? And it's ingrained to us since when we were cavemen, where it's like, "Oh, time to get up and go hunting," sort of thing. But anyway, yeah. But we can't see all frequencies of light. I mean, UV torches, that's not real UV. You can't see UV, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a different frequency of UV light. But you know what I mean? There's different frequencies of light. We can't see them all. So we can see one frequency of light, and that's the light from, the sun, because, oh, fuck hell. The light from a torch, light bulbs, but that's not the whole frequency of light. You know what I mean? There's many frequencies. So even in that aspect, we can't see everything. Yet there are animals and insects that see different spectrums of light frequencies and different, frequencies of light and stuff. So we don't see all that's there. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, I'm not. That'd be, maybe you should do that as well. Just go off and think to yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's just say, for example, these shadow people are shadow people, dark matter people. Yeah. What would be your theory on how they coalesce or manifest, as it were? Because sometimes it does seem to be not intentional. Even if you look at their behaviour, the ones where they peek round the corner, or you see these like paranormal. Let's just indulge the idea, right, that the paranormal videos are true, right? They peek around the corner. That means they didn't expect to be caught. Yeah, which is interesting because for them, like I said, they probably freak out. They're like, "Whoa, what the fuck is that?" To them, we're probably shadow people or light people. It's just what it is. It's fascinating, isn't it? See, this is probably. See, I could have. We're talking about. I'm gonna have to waffle like a lunatic to cover all these different avenues, because it's like, what are we to them visually? You know what I mean? But but then again, then there's the ones that are caught on camera. Cameras, even though it looks like they pick up stuff like our eyes do, they sometimes pick up things that our eyes don't. So that's interesting. So there must be. It'll be interesting to see how that works. It might actually. I'm not sure how the telescopes they work exactly in terms of taking photos and stuff. I know it's to do with shooting not radar, but microwaves out and stuff like that. But in various things, it's technical stuff. But I wonder if it works the same. When you're taking a photo, because you're effectively taking a photo, aren't you? I mean, even with a video, it's just moving photos. It's the same filter, so it might work similar to that. That's probably what it is. Who knows? But I want to share this article with you because it's like, that's fascinating. But because Casper Site said something about dark matter, and I went, oh, that's a thought, and I don't know why. I seriously didn't know why. It just crossed my mind. So then I was like, okay. So, no, don't do that, you land-lubbing, scurry scum. So yeah, so it just crossed my mind. I thought, so I'll put in shadow people, dark matter or something like that. Dark matter, shadow beings, that's it. And then it came across this article. I was like, wow. But yeah, like it said at the top there, this could be shadow, but explain shadow beings. I'm like, oh, there you go. Look, I scrolled up to that thing. The bow stars possibly reside on, included possibility of shadow beings. Again, it doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It's fascinating, isn't it? So, yeah. I'm actually I don't know where to go on from here now because my brain's just like racing off on different ideas and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, like I said, what do you make of it? It's like, indulge the idea. It's like, how would you think they would manifest? Is it something to do with the camera? Is able to pick them up because of the way cameras work? How do you think they see us? But it's interesting though because it also makes a lot of sense. First way, again, we are the youngest planet in the universe. They could be a lot more advanced than us. So it's like, what if they have the technology to manifest? Change their frequency. That's interesting, isn't it? They might not actually look like shadow people, but because there's only so much they could do to change their frequency, that's what we see them as. And that makes more sense, doesn't it? Because people go, "Oh, use our energy," and things like that. It's like, but you're already of this universe. If dark matter and dark energy is on a different frequency to what we perceive, it would make more sense if you were to try and make yourself visible, like first contact or anything like that. And there's also, because the thing is, to be fair, I don't doubt that a lot of shadow things are just in your eyes and stuff. It is to do with your brain trying to make sense of stuff. But there's so much like stuff out there or accounts that people say that it's just as much as accounts you hear of ghosts and aliens. It's I haven't told anyone this, but one time I thought I saw a shadow go like this across me like that, and it went into our kitchen cabinet, and it could be down to coincidence, but it was just freaky deep. It was just really spooky, and our kettle, which we now replaced, basically inside you saw like blue electricity where it lit up. It went and died. It could be the fuse. It could be a number of things, but it's just odd that it happened straight after a shadow passed me. I thought, that's just weird. But, it could be a number of things that could be explained, easily explained. But, I haven't really shared that way on them. So, yeah. It's really fascinating, isn't it? It's like, it's like, yeah, Casper Sight, if you do watch my channel and you see this, well done, mate. It's like, I actually, I was watching an old video and he was like, oh, look, he was saying about how the shadow people, when you look at them in a thing, they don't seem to absorb light, do they? It's like they're just black, pure black, like that black material. And then it just got me typing in dark matter beings? Interesting. Anyway, my mind's racing now to different ideas. But yeah, so I hope you like the video. I hope you're just fascinated as I am. It does open up in a whole avenue of different things now, doesn't it? Oh, sorry, I was about to say. See, this is what I mean. This is why I was trying to end the video soon, because if I keep going, I keep going off in different tangents because I'm like, whoa, my brain's coming with these different ideas. But there are, besides that, the whole idea of it being supposedly, the whole idea of brain making sense of stuff. there are stories in ancient civilizations, and I think the Rosicrucians had an idea about shadow people, but there's always been in mythology, or like things like Egyptians, and I think there's the Emerald Tablet of Thoth. There are cultures who used to say that shadow beings would influence people from, so these ideas you see in sci-fis and stuff like that, where you see the shadow people, like in Enterprise, they had shadow beings from the future influencing events. Well, those ideas aren't new. They're in mythology, and the Rosicrucians had an idea. I mean, let's just say I knew someone whose dad was in the Rosicrucians, and they said something about shadow people, but I can't remember what it was about. But the Rosicrucians believe something about shadow people as well. So yeah, very interesting. So yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think? What do you find it fascinating? Has it got your head going off on mine, like like mine? How do you think? Like I said, how do you think they manifest and all that sort of stuff? And yeah, opens up some interesting doorways to possibilities, isn't it? Obviously, it's just a theory, but still, well, a lot of things are theories until we bump in. We black holes are still theories. We detect things we think are black holes, but until we got to it, it's still I mean, there's loads of things in science that are still theories, to be fair. So come on, people, don't be a party pooper. This is stuff that makes space look interesting. People go, space is boring. That's because you watch the wrong programs. Watch stuff from Michio Kaku and things like that. I mean, Brian Cox is alright, but he still makes space look deaf, lifeless and boring. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful, but it makes the universe look beautiful. But don't get me wrong. It's like, if you want to get people interested in going to flipping space, you've got to make it more exotic. I mean, it's like NASA. Instead of going, there was no life on Mars or ancient civilizations, surely a better marketing pitch would be, we don't know. Let's find out together. Fund the Mars program. Or support the Mars program. You know what I mean? It's quite funny that, isn't it? NASA complain that they don't get any funding or people have lost interest in space. That's because most of the documentaries we've watched have made space look lifeless and boring. People already appreciate the fact that stars and everything in it is flipping beautiful, mate. But what's the point? Oh yeah, but we can go up there and colonize the place. Go and colonize different worlds. Yeah, not in our fucking lifetime. Excuse me, French. So why would I be interested in it? I'm not going to see these beautiful places. But if you mention aliens and all that kinds of things, like, yeah, I support it. It's the other thing as well. It's like, I'm pretty sure common sense dictates if there's aliens and we start making a bit of more of a noise, like, start going to Mars and stuff or things like that, they'd be like, the omens and water. Okay, why is my alien gone Caribbean? You ain't be like, Zaphod, the humans are leaving Earth. They've made it to Mars. Oh, dear Gladys. Oh, Sorry. But it's like, come on, people. This is interesting stuff. You know what I mean? This is what we need to hear more of. It's like this is what makes me laugh. They never say this is on the Express newspaper. They never say this stuff on the flipping news, do they? I know they don't, because I remember something like this, because this is like epic. It's like on the news they'll be like, scientists reckon that stars will explode and burn out and the universe will go dark. Completely fascinating, but when's it going to happen? Several 100 billion years, trillion years or so from now. It's like, whatever, who gives a shit? This is more interesting than that, mate. We should be hearing stuff like this on the news. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, there's I hope a lot of paranormal researchers watch this video. Stop going dark on me. You know what I mean? And think, now let's apply this to that. It's like, seriously, where would no? You know what I mean? This sort of stuff needed to get to paranormal investigators pronto-ish, because that's the other thing as well. It's like the way they say about shadow beings. It's like, have these scientists not gone, well, hang on a second, there are videos on YouTube from paranormal investigators with, you know what I mean? Surely there'd be you should think, come on people, network. Get in contact with these scientists. Scientists get in contact with these people, and vice versa. Come on, people. Combine your theories with this footage. Investigate. There could be shadow people walk around going, without us fucking, without us knowing. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you like the video, hit the like. If you haven't already, please show your support by subscribing to this channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future updates. Until next time, folks, the truth is out there.